eyes. 90 episodes, one Unity game. Gemini, ChatGPT, and Claude each get 30 days to build it. Let's see what happens.
That's right, guys. 90 episodes. We're in the middle of the ChatGPT series, and in the last one, we pretty much implemented a boss who does not move. Got this guy. He just kind of sits still, or stands still, rather, and can't really interact with him much other than shoot at him 10 times to destroy him. And we also built this health slider that we're gonna have over his head, but currently it does nothing. So let's pick things back and see how much we can cover. Okay, so I'll just let ChatGPT know that we currently have the implementation of the slider ready. So implementation of the slider is ready. All right, I'll say done. Okay, so it wants me to test out these, perform these tests, but actually it doesn't realize the slider doesn't actually appear over the boss's head. Um, it's just there in the UE. Um, it's just there in the scene view, but not the game view. And just so you know, we just to, I guess, remind you, I didn't follow any of the steps. Um, I'll just copy and paste these from the original instructions of the slider created on the, what is it, UI manager. So I didn't do any of this guy or this guy or this guy or this guy. But I have done, create a world space health bar, update world boss health. And so yeah, that should be about it. And by the way, let me just quickly take a look at where this boss health canvas even is. Because if you remember, the boss is here, but that canvas is somewhere there, right? So where even is that thing? Let's see. Yeah, all the way here in the middle. So maybe the position of the boss needs to be somewhere else. Why is the boss shown as positioned here? Right, so that isn't that kind of strange? Because the actual sprite is here. What is this box collider 2D sprite renderer? If the boss is here, why is the move button all the way over there? What about like 0, 0? So if I do a move now, don't understand why the moving of this boss thing is all the way there. What is going on with them? What? It is moving. I don't know if you guys can see it. The boss is moving. But why is this thing located here? Box collider 2D, the collider geometry. That's super strange. Offset. How about zero offsets? Does that do anything? Doesn't seem like it. That's the collider offset anyway. I'll just move it back to where it was. And I'll see if I can move this guy over. Okay, so there we go. We can do, okay, maybe if I just have it set here, it's gonna work. Bosses, Y, okay, negative 0 point or 2.95, so it should be negative 1 maybe, or 2.95, 0, 1, 0.5 maybe. Let's see. Let's see if it actually works. Okay, so it starts at 10. We do have this little bit of empty space there, and it actually goes down. Nice, cool. So the health bar actually works. It doesn't seem like there's a problem there. Okay. Okay, and looks like the movement button or the movement thing fixed itself. Maybe it was so messed up because the health canvas was like all the way over there, so it was like just finding the center of both items. That would make the most sense. Anyway, never mind. I might have spoken too soon. The slider was just further away. One thing though, this game actually starts with a bit of empty space. So let me just count to 10 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, cool. So it does take 10 bullets to defeat them, but the canvas or the slider does start with a bit of empty space above it, so I don't know if that's expected. So let me grab a screenshot. And never mind, I might have spoken too soon. The slider was just further away. Repositioned above the boss's head. And it does start at, it does take 10 projectiles to defeat him, but the starting position has a bit of empty space as shown in the screenshot. Is this expected? Okay, positioned above the boss. It doesn't block projectiles. Shouldn't block projectiles. It disappears when the boss dies. Canvas remains readable. On Android, that I didn't take, but it does disappear. Regular enemies remain unaffected. Regular enemies just kind of get stuck there as far as I saw. So let me drop one just to test prefabs, and let's see, patrol enemy right there. A regular enemy just gets stuck. Regular enemy just gets stuck um, when it collides with the boss. It doesn't actually change direction. It just wants to keep moving in the same direction as the idle animation keeps going. And just the prompt there if you guys want to see. Okay, so the small empty cap is not missing health, it's just the default sliders fill padding. Originally reserved for the handle, so I'll just follow these steps to get rid of it. So just follow me. Patrol enemy. I'll delete the patrol enemy for now. Boss health canvas. Maybe I need to go to the slider there. And on the fill areas, rect transform. Rect transform. You left 0, right 0. Left 0. And right also 0. And do the same for fill if it still has offsets. Offsets. I don't see any offsets. Okay. Also ensure the slider's handle rect is none. I think we might have deleted handle rect altogether. Regular. Okay, so the bar should then visually reach both ends at full health. Let's test. Okay, it does. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and boom. Okay, regular enemy gets stuck because patrol enemy only reverses when wall checkpoint detects something on ground layer. Boss is on the enemy layer and on collision only handles collision with the player. Regular enemies won't share the final boss arena. You can ignore the sandbox only interaction. So let's we will ignore it for now. I think we'll ignore it. The enemy getting stuck for now. And what else were we supposed to be doing? Let's see. Implementation of the slider is done. Remains positioned above the boss. Doesn't block projectiles or player movement. Disappears when the boss dies. Canvas remains readable. Regular enemies remain unaffected. Console stays clear. So everything over there is pretty much checked. Should I drag and drop the boss into the prefabs folder? And what are the next steps? Next features to tackle for the box. Alrighty, so create the prefab now because the boss collider, health system, and world space slider form a working, reusable foundation. So I'll go ahead and turn our boss into a prefab. Let's just make sure I'm happy with the positioning of the slider there. I think it looks pretty good. Alright, so I'm happy with it. Boom. Nope, wrong thing. Boss. Boom. Okay, we got the boss as a prefab. Create boss dot prefab. Confirm the boss contains. Yeah, boss should have all those. Create assets, prefabs, bosses. That bosses? I'll just have a boss. That's fine. Drag the boss from the hierarchy into that folder. Oh, like our actual bosses folder. Um, might as well, right? So, I mean, maybe down the line, actually. Right now, it's fine. Keep the sandbox boss instance for testing. It should now appear as a blue prefab. Yep. Recommended. So now movement and contact damage. Barras projectile attack. Attack states. And phase 2 would. Oh, that's a lot of features for now. I just want a simple boss. I'll just For now, let's just do a simple boss. So start with movement and contact damage. Maybe it runs fast at you at times. So let's see. Boss projectile attack, attack states. Um, Okay, so phase two, it's thinking about quite a lot of different things. So projectile, attack states. Phase two might be for the next boss, but first boss should be just minimalistic. All right, so for the first boss, we'll only use two behaviors: normal patrol and every few seconds briefly charge. First, the player. No ranged attacks, formal phase systems, or complicated state machine. Okay, so step one, configure the boss rigid body. Step two, create the boss controller. Step three, configure the boss and then test. Cool. So seems simple enough. Let's go ahead with those steps. So on boss.prefab, add a rigid body to the, it already has one. Body type should be dynamic. Body type, I don't even see a body type. Box collider or rigid body 2D. Okay, never mind. I was thinking box collider 2D. All right, rigid body 2D. Goes in. Body type is dynamic. Gravity scale start with 2. All right. Collision detection should be continuous. Interpolate is interpolate, and freeze rotation Z is enabled. And then create a boss controller.cs. But first, let's quickly ask, what is this setting? Quickly answer what's triplet visually smooths the rigid body's movement between physics updates, reducing visible jitter without changing its actual physics behavior. Cool. Simple enough. All right, back to our scripts folder. Create a boss controller here, and I think we really should start thinking about putting all these scripts in separate folders, maybe. Boss controller. I'll open it up. And this is our boss controller. Just copied and pasted the code if we just want to quickly run through it. Patrol speed, patrol half width. Boss can travel this far in either direction from its starting position. All right, then charge speed, charge interval, charge duration, damage, and contact damage. So I think this is when it makes contact with us. We lose 1 health every time. Rigid body 2D, spray render player, left boundary, right boundary direction. That's charge time end, or charge end time is charging. Cool. So wake function here, we're finding the rigid body component. We are finding the sprite render component. And then on the start function, we're calculating the movement boundaries from the boss's starting position. The player is a scene object, so the reusable boss prefab finds it when the scene starts instead of storing a scene reference. So find our player. Player object is not null. Player object transform. Else, boss controller could not find the player. Okay. I don't know what this transform actually does. Anyway, we can figure it out later. Fixed update. Um, level goal is level complete. Rigid body, linear velocity. So doing some math there. Handle arena boundaries. This must be something we created over here somewhere. Begin another charge when its cooldown has finished. Return to normal movement after the charge duration. Okay. Finish charge. Current speed. Linear velocity. Flip only the sprite so the world space health bar stays readable. Okay. Flip only the sprite. Okay. Got it. Begin charge. Yeah, because you don't want the health bar to also keep flipping, right? And changing which side has the health versus the empty space. So begin charge is charging becomes true. Charge end time gets calculated there. Choose the player's current direction when the charge begins. Okay. Finish charge. Handle arena boundaries. On collision enter 2D if we're colliding with our player. Not colliding with our player or level goal is completed, then do nothing. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, player health. We are getting our player health. If player health is not null, player health dot take damage, contact damage. So that is our script. Let's wait for it to compile. All right, all compiled there. And now the final step is configure the boss. So go back to our boss there, add a component and boss controller. Patrol speed is 2, patrol half width. Adjust to fix sandbox. Adjust to fit sandbox. I don't know what that, why you want the whole thing. Okay, so that would be the grid. We have the width is what for our tile map. Let me see. What does it want me to do? Patrol half width. Oh, okay. So from here to there. I don't know. I don't know what the, because these are all set to like zeros, right? So the grid is 0. The tile map is, you don't really see the width anywhere, so I don't know what it wants me to do. Patrol half width just to fit sandbox. I don't know what that should be actually. Okay, now I know this. Know what the value should be for this. Okay, so it wants patrol half width is the distance the boss may travel left and right from its starting X position. Okay, that makes more sense. Da, da, da. I will just randomly give it a value for now. So boss, patrol, half width, I'll just leave at 4 and see how much it moves. The next step is charge speed is 7, change interval is 3, charge duration is 0.75, and contact damage is 1. Okay, and then place the boss near the center of its allowed movement area. So I'll just move the guy a little bit more to the left. Okay, right here. I'll just leave him here. Okay, and apply the changes to the boss prefab. So I will override and apply all. And now do the test. So boss patrols continuously. Let's see. I gotta move that stupid moving platform away. So I'll just delete this for now. Or just I'll just make this into a create empty moving platforms. I'll just move that guy in there. And I'll unselect it for now so we don't have to worry about it. Okay, well, let's see. Whoa! Man, that's scary. I forgot you can't jump on them. You can't hurt. You can't hurt me here. Boom, 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 boom. He's gone. So let's see if we can make him charge the other way. Oh, stop charging at me, bro. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty sick. Love it. Okay, so test. See. Boss patrols continuously. Yes, he does. Reverses at both calculated boundaries. Yep. Every few seconds it charges. Yep. Charge ends. Yep. Sprite turns without flipping the health bar. Yep. Touching the boss removes one heart. Yes. Staying beside the boss doesn't instantly remove all hearts because damage uses collision entry. Sure. Doesn't remove all hearts, so that's all that matters. Projectile still reduce both boss health normally. Yep. Boss stops moving after the level goal is reached. I did not test that, so let's quickly do that. Yep, stop moving. Ooh, this is getting fun. Test movement all and collisions on Android. Okay, so that I'll have to do after. Charge has no warnings yet. Once movement passes, the only additions this first boss really needs are a short charge warning, hit feedback, and death sequence that activates the level goal. Sounds good. For now, I think we can wrap up this one, guys, and I'll get started on the other ones. Just finish up the boss thing in the next episode. Okay. And then maybe even build out the boss level. All right. Catch you in that one. Thanks, everybody.